And of course, I'm Prey. And today I have an absolutely amazing guest. I'm so grateful that she's here. I'm so grateful she's in my life, period. Today I have Tosh, aka Lola, the designer and owner of Lola J Design. Welcome. So throughout the show, just know that there's only two of us here. You'll probably hear me say Lola. You'll hear me say Tosh. I kind of use them interchangeably. I can't help it. I don't know why I do, but I do. So Lola and Tosh are the same. And we got timing. We do. I met you when I was a freshman in college.
Yes, that was almost 10 years ago.
Ooh, no, that was more than 10 years ago because I started school in 2008.
Well, then you couldn't have been a freshman because I met you when we were, working at the job.
Yeah, I was though.
10 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because I had interned for SSA in high school, the summer of my high school. Mm-hmm. And then when I started college, I was able to transfer to Philly. But maybe it was 2009. I'm not sure. But we got a lot of time in. That's neither here nor there. We got time in. Listen, and just the immense growth that has happened in both of our lives since then.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Listen, now you're like a famous clothing designer. And it's so lit. And it's so popping. And I'm excited to get into it. But before we do that, didn't Apple just get in trouble for messing people's phones up?
Yes.
I could have swore they literally just got in trouble for that.
Well, every phone I get is broke, so there's always something wrong with my phone. So
that's true. That is true.
Speak on it.
Like when Drake was like, she got an iPhone 5 with the phone cracked. Like he was talking about you. He met you. He probably saw you in Vegas.
He might have broke phone.
Always got a broke phone. But no, lately my phone will freeze and I cannot do anything with it. I can't call out. I can't get calls in. It'll just freeze and I can't do anything with it. And I'm not buying the 11.
I definitely was thinking about returning my phone and getting an 11. Because I just recently got this one, so it hasn't even been a month. It hasn't even been a month yet.
I
switched services.
Should have waited for the 11 to come out.
Because I needed to get out of my contract with Sprint. So
Sprint's the government.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they want to sponsor me. Then it's great. Okay. Sprint's not that bad. They have potential.
Girl, bye. Sprint is bad.
But I have T-Mobile and I really like them. Especially if they want to sponsor me. Anyone that wants to sponsor me.
Didn't they just merge?
Who?
Sprint and T-Mobile. Aren't they merging? Or did they just merge?
Oh, no. Oh, that's tragic.
I have Xfinity now, so we're going to see how their service is.
Verizon? So what you mean Xfinity?
Xfinity Mobile.
Xfinity's isn't that Verizon though?
It's under the Verizon umbrella. Apparently they share services of some sort, so.
Wait, I gotta look into that because I never even heard. I didn't know they were separate.
And my bill dropped down drastically when I switched from Sprint to Xfinity.
Okay, well now we sound like a commercial and they don't sponsor me. So let's move on. So what's exciting is you're actually going to be in. Do you want to say it?
Philly Fashion Week.
It's so lit. I'm so excited for you, man.
I'm excited.
I know. You're probably more tired than anything right now.
Nervous, tired, sleep deprived, anxious.
All of the things.
Happy.
The things.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, so taking it back, what do you feel got you here? What got you started, designing? And you don't just design, you sew. And I feel there's a difference. I feel a lot of people, think designing is t-shirts, and no knock to that or whatever. People put in their work, but I feel like when you're designing and you're sketching and you're creating these designs in your head and you're actually executing them yourself, it's different.
Yes, it's a lot of work to do from point A, where you're sketching something and going out to source the fabric, all the way down to the actual garment being made and you trying it on for fit. I started, it's something that was in my family from the beginning. I kind of played around with it for a little bit, and then a few years ago, I decided to take it seriously. And I had some amazing people around me, like Pretty, who encouraged and pushed me and told me that this is what I needed to be doing. So it's something that I was always in love with, but now I'm like in love with every part of it. More so in love with the fabric shopping and the designing part than I am the actual sewing part. But, you know.
I mean, I feel like once you get that industrial boy, it'll be...
Or when I, you know, maybe find a manufacturing.
Yeah, that's the real goal.
That's the goal right there. Manufacturing, put into some shops and things. That's the goal.
Because I remember even before you were actually taking, you know, putting actual clothing designs together, it was like tutus, like, because originally you didn't want to do like women's clothes. No, it started out as a little girl's line, and that's all it was supposed to be. It was never supposed to be a women's clothing line until one of my cheerleaders came up to me and was like, I want you to make my prom dress. And that's how I got started with prom. And I realized that I loved doing that. So realized how much I was in love with gowns. Because I love making a good gown. Ooh, and you make a good gown. You make a good gown. I can say that. You make a gown down and around and around. You make things for me. Like, you're always, when I'm about to go somewhere or I'm about to do something, I absolutely have to have some Lola J designs on my body.
Yes.
And you already know that.
Yes.
If y'all saw the shorts that I had on that S'more Fest, that was her. That lime green piece I did in Miami that everybody loved, she did that. That blue fur coat that I had on in LA, also her. Listen, y'all better get with her. Listen, the price going up. The price is up, and it's going up more. So I'm trying to tell y'all. So, I mean, yeah, so we touched the background, you know, and your family and stuff like that. But you're honestly, even though it wasn't your family, you're more so self-taught.
I am. The first skirt I made, I bought a sewing machine. I told my cousin I was buying a new sewing machine. Went out and bought the sewing machine. We were going out, and I was like, I'm going to make me a skirt to go out with. And I made the skirt, and by the time the end of the night came, the skirt was falling off. I had to borrow some safety pins to hold the skirt up. And I was like, I had used the wrong stitches. I didn't know what I was really doing. And I was determined to teach myself how to sew. So I sat and I watched YouTube videos. I read books and things. And from there, I just kind of started understanding and realizing what type of fabric to work with, what stitches and things you needed to use. And then as you go further along, you learn your own techniques and things of how to do certain things. Right.
Yeah. I feel like that's pretty much for anything. It's important to understand the techniques of a thing.
Yes.
Before you start freestyling. Some people can do that. Few and far between, but it's so important to like get the fundamentals of a thing before you want to start throwing your style, flip it and reverse it.
Most definitely, because
start doing your Missy Elliott.
Listen, the technique was not there at first. That's why I was so heavy on doing tutus, because they came out really pretty and I didn't have to put a lot of work into them.
Sure. It's kind of hard to mess up a tutu.
No, it's very hard to mess up a tutu. So, but somebody had faith in me. Aisha, shout out to her. Yes. She had faith in me, and she was like, I want you to make my prom dress. And she was the first one, and it just kind of took off from there.
That's so dope. Shout out to her.
Yes.
Shout out to all our cheer babies.
Oh.
I hope none of them listen to my show, actually. But if y'all didn't know, we also coach cheerleading together. So shout out to our cheerleaders, even though I hope our cheerleaders actually don't listen to my show. It's like
knowing them,
a silent shout out.
Knowing
yes,
them,
they have on my Instagram. I'm like, how did y'all find my Instagram?
They into everything that they shouldn't be into.
Get off my Instagram. Oh, Pray, we saw you this weekend. Like, get off of my Instagram.
Like, Pray be everywhere, Coach. You don't be nowhere. I sure don't. Nowhere where y'all need to see me.
Yes. Oh man, that's funny. But yeah. So if somebody were to ask you, you know, who do you design for? Like, what is your response to that? Like, in your mind, like, when you have a person in mind that your clothes are for, that once you get a manufacturer, these are the people that are going to be buying your clothes, like, what does that look like?
It's the everyday woman. It's the woman who wants to feel confident, happy, and sexy. It's the stay-at-home mom who still wants to have that bit of flair and style while she's doing her everyday running around with the children and shopping or whatever else she's doing. It's for the woman who's working a 9 to 5, and when she gets off of work, she wants to wear the same outfit afterwards, just take off the sweater or the blazer. It's the woman who, listen, it's the woman who is going on vacation and she wants to feel beautiful and pretty and she wants a bunch of colors and things. I design for all women. It's all inclusive. I have no problem with designing for anybody.
That's awesome. And so does that like tie into your inspiration? Like, what inspires you to design? Like, I know even me, there have been definitely like spouts and bouts where I just don't feel inspired. I don't feel like writing. I don't feel like podcasting. I don't feel like anything.
Right.
Like, what do you do or what do you tap into when you're like in that place? Like, what motivation inspires you to design?
So I think sometimes inspiration and motivation comes from anywhere. I could be walking down the street and feel inspired. I could be on vacation and feel inspired. It doesn't matter where it comes from. I could have a conversation with my son and a piece of pop in my head. And I'm like, I need to make that piece. But it's funny that you mentioned it because with Philly Fashion Week, I felt like I was defeating my own self with that. So there were many times where I started to create pieces and then the vision would get lost and I would just sit there like, but I noticed that I needed to step back and then come back to it. And what really got me out of that is not only vacation, but also fabric shopping. I went out, was like, I'm just going to go buy some new fabric. And I fell in love with this one fabric and everything just came back. And then the magic started to happen again. So.
Right. I definitely can speak to like, you know, anything being an inspiration. Like anything, literally. Like sometimes when I'm on a train, I'll be like, ooh, that'd be a good show.
Right.
Like that'd be a good show. And I just like throw it in my notes real quick. And I feel like that's with like a lot of things. Like you just have to like, when you're passionate about something though, it's easy to be inspired.
It is.
Sometimes it's easy to be turned off, but it's also easy to be inspired.
I live, breathe, eat everything when it comes to fashion. I can go a whole day without eating or going outside or anything else when it comes to me sitting in a sewing machine and designing and sketching because that's my love. That's my passion.
Right. And listen, I wholeheartedly believe in people that listen to the show. They probably heard me say this 20 times. I know my friends heard me say this 20 times. But where there's passion, like success is inevitable.
Right.
Like if you're passionate about a thing, you cannot fail. When you love a thing, you cannot fail at it.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Even when you make the mistakes, when things don't necessarily go the way that you wanted them to go, you will always come back to it and it'll always serve you because you're passionate about it. And that's just how that goes.
That's very true. That's very, very true. It's so crazy because right before I got the email saying that I was going to do Philly Fashion Week, I was actually thinking about not sewing anymore. Like I was like, I'm gonna put this down because this is not taking anywhere. And then I got the email saying, "Oh, you're invited to do. Congratulations, you've been invited to Philly Fashion Week." And I was like,
"Ain't that confirmation?"
Listen, all the time. So I'm like, maybe I need to see where this is going. And then I started going Philly Fashion Week, and I was like, maybe this isn't for me. And then I'm like, everybody around me looking at me like, girl, you better get it together, shape up and get it together. So
Yeah. And I think that's a thing too, though. When you're like growing and what you're passionate about, there will be challenges that have you question yourself. Like, am I actually good at this? Maybe I'm not as good as I thought,
Right.
and that's anytime. Like, that's just a human thing for us to like start to compare ourselves to other people or like,
Right.
what other people are doing, what other people are getting done, like where things are taking other people, and it's just like, am I moving? Like, am I progressing? Am I growing? It's like, is this even for me? And I feel like that kind of transcends fashion. That just goes across the board of like anybody doing anything.
Yeah. Then you have to get into your head that it's not competition with anyone else. It's competition with yourself to only become better for yourself, because my design aesthetics is completely different from the next designer that's sitting next to me or, that's showing in front of me. My vision is my vision. Their vision is their vision. And the truth be told, fashion just repeats itself. You just put your own little whatever on it and put it out. But yes, many a times you see it next to somebody and you're like, wow, they can, like, their pieces are nice. But then you have to realize, I'm the bomb too. My piece is nice too. Like, what?
TheBomb.com. Bomb diggity. All of that. And
bomb diggity.
A bag of chips. And the soda with the sugar tax. And we're going to throw in a tasty cake. All of the things. Straight like that. Straight like that. And that's just
with the soda tax stuff.
With the soda tax. Like, we're not even getting the discount out the counter. It's the chips and the soda, the extra expensive soda.
I am, because I can't afford juice and soda.
Why is a 99-cent
soda?
Why is a 99-cent Arizona $1.75? It literally says 99 cents
on the can.
I went back and forth with Poppy about that for weeks. I said, I just think this is ridiculous. And he was like, it's the soda tax. I'm trying to hear that. It says 99 cents.
I can't listen. We be drinking water in my house. If I can't buy it in the county, we be a water household. Won't be. I'm sorry, baby. You better mix some sugar in there and some lemon. Make your own lemonade, because we ain't. Listen.
When life gives you lemons, life lessons. When life gives you lemons, go get you some sugar packets.
Right.
And shake it up. and let it come to life. And flourish.
Show you how to boil these tea bags so that way we can make this iced tea.
I probably edited this part already. What have been like some of the challenges of Philly Fashion Week? But no, wait. Even before that, what was the process like? Like, did you do anything for them to email you, or they just reached out to you? Like, how did you get yourself in that light? How did you get yourself in that conversation? Or is it just something that kind of fell in your lap?
So I've actually applied to do Philly Fashion Week before, and I wasn't accepted as a designer. This year, they posted on Instagram, and the post got sent to me multiple different times about coming to like a meet and greet session for the
like
designers.
Open house type thing?
Right.
Okay.
So I was like, and it's so crazy because that morning I was like, everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Murphy's Law.
Yes. Yeah, and I called my good girlfriend Pri and was like, I don't know if I should be here doing this. I don't know. And she's like, you need to just go, because you never know what could happen or what opportunities would be presented. And I talked to my mom, and my mom's like, well, you won't know what they say if you don't go. So I got there, and I actually was late. I was upset because I was late, because I hate being late when it comes to anything with my business. I hate being late with it. So when I got there, I was sitting in the car, and I'm like, I'm already late. I don't know if they're going to let me in. Went in, sat there. I met another designer there. She was super nice and sweet. Me and her talked for a little bit, and then they called me over. And I was like stuttering over my words. but my pieces spoke for themselves. Right. So, and that's the point. I want my designs and stuff to speak louder than what
anything
I am.
You can say.
Yeah.
Right.
So when they looked at my garments and things, they all were like, "Oh, I love your designs," and the third, and that's how it all happened. So that's how I got into Philly Fashion Week, which is kind of, because
amazing,
right? Because I felt kind of defeated the first time, like when I tried out and they didn't accept me as a designer. But you were like, "You're amazing, and you're going to be doing Philly Fashion Week soon," and I was like, "Okay, Free." That's what in my head. I was just thinking like, "Okay, Free."
Because listen, I'm not a BSer. If I see what I see. And if I see greatness, I'm gonna speak greatness regardless. Like, it doesn't matter how this is your son. I see your designs. It doesn't matter what they said this time. I see your designs. Right. It doesn't matter if they said no this time. Like, listen, I love no's because no's always get you closer to your yes. And not just a yes, because all yeses aren't great.
No, they aren't.
All yeses, you're not supposed to say yes to. But it gets you closer to the right yes. So no's are cool, yeses are all right, but the right yes, all those no's get you to the right yes. Definitely. And that's really what it's all about.
Definitely.
And you got your right yes.
I sure did.
And the next right yes is New York Fashion Week.
It sure is.
We booming. Like, we're out here booming. Like, listen, my heart, I was trying not to get emotional. But the thing is, like, when my friends are dope at a thing and they're like, the things that they want, the things that they speak, the things that they want in their minds, and they conceptualize and they manifest, like, it does something to me. It does something for me. Like, your wins are always going to be my wins. So you winning right now, like, I'm winning too.
I promise you, everybody should have a friend like Free in their circle, because she's somebody who, when she says that she's happy for you, it's a genuine happy. It's not like because I got a few people around who's like, "I'm happy for you," but in the background, they're kind of like, "I'm mad." In the background, they're kind of like, "I'm mad that you're actually making it," but that's okay, because as I get closer to where I'm trying to get to, the grass is getting lower and I'm seeing more of the snakes around, and I slowly but surely start to cut people off. And when they realize that I'm starting to cut them off, then it's like, "Well, you don't even call me no more." It's because I can't deal the negative energy. I can't deal with. I got enough stuff on my plate, along with this whole fashion design stuff. Being a parent to a teenager, I had enough stuff on my plate, because when I ain't doing fashion design, I'm in the streets trying to make sure he okay and making sure he on the right track to do things. So it's like, I don't have time for the negativity. Keep all your negative vibes to yourself, and I'm gonna go ahead and push right through.
I feel that, because all that is a distraction.
Yes,
it's a distraction. Yes. And I believe that where you're supposed to go, you're going to end up there regardless. But distractions can definitely slow you up. Mm-hmm. They can cause obstacles. Mm-hmm. They can make you take a lot longer to get where you're supposed to be if you're paying attention to stuff that you're not supposed to be paying attention to.
Right.
Listen, mind the business that pays you. It's really that simple sometimes. You got to mind the business that pays you. You got to stay focused on what the end goal is. Oh, this is coming my way. Is that conducive to what I'm trying to do? No. Oh, swerve.
And that's it. This whole year, this whole past year and a half, has been nothing but a bunch of trials, tribulations, lessons. I've been placed in situations where everything could have been taken away from me because of somebody else's careless mistake. And listen, I came through and ended up on top. Right. I came through and ended up on top. And that's because my faith just kept me pushing. Like,
listen. Faith will take you places too. Faith will have your names in rooms
that you ain't even enter yet.
Listen, faith will have you creating stuff that you didn't know you could create. It'll catapult you.
People, it is amazing to go to places and people are like, because most of the times people don't know who I am, like, because there's really no pictures of me on my Instagram or anything.
Right, you're very lucky.
So I am. And people don't know who I am. And then they meet me and they're like, oh my goodness, you're Lola, you're designer. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
I was looking at your work online. And I thought your work was amazing. So to hear you say something like that to me is amazing. And then other people who just take notice to you who you never thought were actually watching.
Looking and watching.
Right.
No, that's a thing too. So I like to say, when you're good at a thing, like, you'll tell people that you're good at a thing. But when you're great at a thing, like, people will tell you and they'll speak on your behalf.
That's true.
So if you gotta go out and you gotta tell people, oh, I'm good at this. Oh, I'm good at that. Oh, I know how to do that. I know how to do that. It might not be your time. When people start coming up to you and they're like, oh, so-and-so told me that you do this. Could you help me with that?
Right.
Or how much do you charge me to do that? Like, how much do you charge me to do that? Right. It's like when you start having those conversations, you know that you're doing something right and you're growing in the right direction.
I keep the more I learn about this design, fashion world, the more I realize how protective I need to be over my baby. Like before, I would just pick up and do anybody's shows and now I'm cutting back and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that show. No, that's not going to work for me. Because I learned that people will take and never feed back into you. As long as you're helping them to get noticed or get to where you are and they're on your back, they're fine. But the minute they have to stand on their own, then they're like, so yeah, I needed to be a little bit more selfish with my business, with my designs and where I was showcasing stuff. And I'm super excited about where Philly Fashion Week in next year, because I'm already getting emails and things about shows that's happening next year in June of 2020. So I'm super excited about those opportunities. So
that's super dope. But that also goes back to the right guesses.
Yes.
Like, just because somebody's offering you something doesn't mean that it's for you.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of growing in general. Every opportunity isn't an opportunity for you.
I can honestly say that being in Philly Fashion Week has pushed me to actually get my stuff together when it came to my business. I was so focused on the design aspect of things. You kind of forget about the business side of things. And now I have to focus on both of them. Like, I have to make sure both of them are up to par. So being in Philly Fashion Week has definitely pushed me to do those things. So it's been a struggle and it's been a challenge, but I'm happy because it was all that in a good way. And I'm super exhausted. Like, I'm up until 3-4 o'clock in the morning and I'm sleeping for 2 hours and I'm back up in another hour because at the end of the day I still work a full-time job. So I'm back up and I'm
you got a teenager,
yes,
who has tons of personality. You don't have a regular teenager.
He could have sat here and did this interview with you.
And then it's just done. Like, there's levels.
He's in a bracket of his own.
Oh my God. I mean, but even like him, like, he's watching.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he sees, like, you up all night.
And he's very overprotective, and he gives his input where he feels like it's needed. He'll let me know in a heartbeat, I don't think that's good. Or he'll tell me, yeah, no, I've seen that already. You need to try something different. Like, he's very honest, and I appreciate that. And a lot of people be like, oh, your son is outspoken. When you say outspoken, I say he's speaking his mind. He's giving me an opinion. And I'd rather it come from somebody close to me that I love than me put it out in the streets. And then they're like, that came from Lola? Like, that's not what she does. So I appreciate what he brings to the table. You know,
he's definitely brutally honest.
Yeah, definitely.
In every way.
In every single way. He holds nothing back. And I appreciate that from him, because he's another reason why I go so hard with this. Because eventually I want him to pick up and start designing. I would like for him to start designing. I mean, he's shown interest in it. In his own part, no, but in the design area, definitely showing interest in it. So when I do start manufacturing, I'm going to make sure that he's at the manufacturer with me. I'm going to make sure he's picking out fabric with me. I'm going to make sure he's right there.
Right. Know how to test denim. Exactly. Know how to do all of these things.
Exactly, because I want this to be something that I could pass on. Like I said, I can't pass my full-time job on him, but this business, I can pass on to him.
Right. Generational wealth.
Exactly. That's what we building.
Yes, nation building. So what do you feel like are some of the misconceptions that people have about, designing or being in these fashion shows and things like that?
I think most people think that you can create a garment in like 2 hours. Like they look at gowns and shirts and stuff and they're like, oh, you can create that in no time. Or they don't understand the cost of having something custom made. Mm-hmm. It's different from you going into a department store where they have thousands of these items manufactured in a little bit of time because they're manufacturing them overseas, and you bringing your business to a designer who's making custom. The price is going to be different. It's going to be more expensive because we're using our time to go find a material. We have to purchase the material, and then we sit down and most of us are making our own patterns, and we're cutting material, and then we're getting on a sewing machine and sewing it, and then you're coming for a fitting. So it's a process. Like these clothes just don't pop up overnight. Right. Everything that I make is a process. So
and then people want to tweak stuff.
Right.
Getting bigger, getting smaller.
So I think that's one of them. I think that a lot of people, mainly people who host the shows and things, who give the runway shows, think that it's kind of like, I don't want to say on me when I say this, but like it's an obligation. Like you're obligated to show in your fashion shows, and that's not the truth. Like I can turn you down. I can say no. So I think those are my top little. I think those are like my top little issues when it comes to people who think they know what it is when it comes to doing these fashion shows. Fashion shows are tiresome. They take a lot of work out of you. You have to press everything before the show. You have to make sure everything's made, press everything out, get to the show. It's a process. You know what the process is like. Get to the show, dress all the models, then you packing up at the end. And by the time at the end of the day, I think people don't take into consideration everything that goes into it.
Yeah. Because being in a show, like it could take you weeks.
Yes.
It could take months just to prepare for a show.
Yes, you've been to some of the shows. How long are you
usually on a runway? From like a minute to 35?
It's like I spend so much time. Even the day of the show, you get there, it's like 2:00. And then you're there. Show may not start until 6 or 7. You get your 5-10 minutes on the runway, and then it's over. So it's like it's a lot of preparing before you even get to the point of the show, and it's tiresome.
I've definitely sat at some of them with you.
Yes, and took great videos and pictures.
And I be tired. I don't even do nothing. I'm not modeling. They're not my clothes. Like I'm just sitting here trying to help and help and serve, and I be tired. I just be like, we not done yet. And then once it's all over, you still gotta like pack everything up. You gotta break down these rolling racks. You gotta roll the clothes out to the car. You might not have parked for like 5 blocks.
Listen,
it's work, man.
It's definitely work.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not at all. It's not. It's not. And then it's like, it's not like I'm bringing like a little something that I can fold up into a bag. I got gowns and it's multiple bags.
Garment bags.
Yes, so it's definitely a process.
What do you feel like you said, you feel like Philly Fashion Week has really pushed you to hone into the business part of things. Like, what do you feel like you learned, or what kind of what kind of advice do you have for people that are just starting out designing? I don't like to say aspiring because I feel like if you're doing a thing, you are that thing. Right? You're not an aspiring podcaster. You're not an aspiring designer. You're a designer. You're a podcaster.
This is true.
So yeah.
Organization.
Organization. I think that's a life skill.
Organization. Not procrastinating. Get things done early. Don't let somebody else dictate. If you know what your design aesthetic is, stick with that. Don't let somebody else dictate what your line is going to be like. Stay true to yourself throughout the whole course of everything that you do, because you don't want to pick up somebody else's designs and things or what they do and try to make it. No, you stick to what you do. Do what you do.
And I feel that because even me, like, I used to listen to a lot of different podcasts, and now I don't really listen to any.
Right.
I don't listen to any because I don't want anybody else's flavor or anybody else's, like, sense of humor or anything like that to kind of like infiltrate. Or, because sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. Like, you'll pick something up, like hearing something or seeing something, and you'll be repeating it or you'll be doing it, and you won't even realize that you took it from somebody else. And it's like, I don't ever want to do that. Like, I want everything to be super, super organic. So even when I have guests, like, a lot of times I don't, like, I didn't with you. Like, I won't send them, like, notes on the show because I want things to be organic. I don't want somebody to sit with, like, the questions that I might ask or the things that I want to talk about and then, like, go on a Google binge or, come and not be authentic. So, like, I for sure, I understand that, definitely. Just, wanting to keep your thing very you.
Right.
Because that's what sets you apart.
Yeah.
You're the only you.
Yeah. Like, when someone sees what I do, like, if I was to post something that I made and something that somebody else made, most of the people who know me would know which one I made because they know what my design aesthetic is. They know what I chase after, what my passion is, what my love is.
It's labor.
Yeah, so it's like...
Like, what do they say? Like, I can tell you the ingredients.
I don't know if you're going to be able to make it like I make it, but...
Exactly. Like, I can give you the ingredients. I can give you the recipe, but it ain't going to taste the same. Your sauce ain't my sauce. Your sauce not my sauce. Like, so, what do you feel like are the biggest sacrifices that you've made up to this point?
What haven't I sacrificed? Time with my family, time with my son, time with my friends, money, because it takes a lot of money to make these things happen.
Like, a lot of people probably think that, like, fashion shows are free.
No. No, they're not free at all. Like, you're paying for all the fabric, and sometimes there's even a designer fee attached to some of these fashion shows. So you're paying to the fabric, you're paying, and that's including all the notions, the threads, the zippers, and all that other good stuff that you need to close the garments up. The designer fees, you're paying to get to the shows. That's not including if you got to pay for parking and stuff. So it's nothing about this is free, and it costs money to do these things. So every garment, and everybody's like, "Oh, you work like 3 or 4 jobs. I know you got money." No, because my money has been rotated back into my clothing brand because I believe in it. I know that it's going to make it. So I don't have an issue with putting out money for what's needed to be paid for.
Right. It's an investment in yourself.
It definitely is. But I think the biggest one, besides the money, I think the biggest one is just like time. There's been many a times where I wanted to go out because you sent me an invite somewhere or somebody else sent me an invite to do something, and I just couldn't make it because I had deadlines to meet, or I've been super tired where it's like I get home and I'm asleep before. Listen, sometimes I don't even make it to the bed. Sometimes I sit down on the sofa and it's over. Like, that's my night. But it took me forever. My mom kind of like forced me into a vacation over the summer.
Yeah, you were kind of upset about it.
I was very upset. Like,
I was like, I never seen nobody Earth go on vacation.
I was taking a I don't know how I'm good because I knew that I had so much to do, but it was something that was well needed because I got to reconnect with my son again. He stayed with his dad most of the summer. Thank goodness. So he was with his dad most of the summer. So it wasn't like we were disconnected, but because he wasn't there with me, it's kind of, and we've always, like, he's always lived in a household with me. So it was kind of weird not having him around, but just him being there and then us being able to reconnect when we went on vacation, it was like, oh, okay. And then I was super excited because he's like, Mom, you want to take a selfie? I'm like, yes, let's take a selfie because he never wants to take pictures with me anymore. So.
That's why they get older. Like, they don't want you kissing them in front of their friends no more. They don't want you taking pictures of them. Definitely not with them.
No, I can take a lot of pictures of him. Like, I'm on stay. Like, I should be paid for the amount of pictures that I take of him.
Oh, okay.
I'm on staff. I'm his personal photographer. Yes, and then he looks at the pictures. And listen, he tells me all the time, call me Drippy, and I'm just like, okay, Drippy, how you want me to get these pictures? What angle? And when the angle ain't right, he lets me know. No, this is not right. I need this picture retaken. Okay, Drip.
That's not where my lighting's at.
Let me get you right. So it's kind of like, but I take it for what it is because when I need him to take a picture of me, I need him to catch these angles. He don't take it right, but he'll definitely promote me. Like, you got to get your dress made by my mom. He'll take those pictures right. He may not take pictures of me right, but yeah. So
that's what's growing y'all right now.
Right.
But like you were saying, so when you were saying like the vacation thing, where like you was forced to go on vacation, what do you do to take care of your mental health? Like when you had these busy seasons, like I see you during prom season. I know that is crazy. I see you right now getting prepared for Philly Fashion Week. These are like really strenuous times. So how do you take care of your like mental health during like these situations?
And truth be told, I didn't even have a break this year because normally I have a break after prom season. There was no break. So I hopped right into Philly Fashion Week stuff after prom season. And I know a lot of people look at me and they're like, oh my goodness, this girl always has a bun on or a hat on. But I'm working. So I may walk around here looking a little crazy. Just excuse me. Don't worry. I'm getting together. Right. But sometimes it's just the fact of just disconnecting. So I'll not answer my phone. I'll step away from the computer and the Instagrams and things like that. And I'll try to I'm very much like close to my mom. So I'll spend a little bit of time with her and I don't want to talk about fashion and design. I just want to be, even if it's just us sitting in the hotel room together and we're just watching TV. Sometimes you just have to disconnect from the outside world to kind of get yourself together. I like a lot of natural oils and things like eucalyptus, mint, those things around the house just to kind of relax me a little bit and keep the aura in the house bright.
Yes.
Yes. So those are some of the things. I mean, besides having a drink to kind of relax yourself.
That's so awesome. Okay, well, I'll end this with a listener question. Got one. I kind of remember what it was. Okay. So the question is, what fall fashion trends are you looking forward to this year?
I think the bubble jacket is going to be big again.
I'm excited.
I think that's going to be super big. I'm a coat person, so I love.
I want some bubble pants. I want a bubble jacket. I want a bubble.
I definitely like.
And then I want like a bubble head.
Literally, shout out to Majida because I literally just seen her making like a bubble bodysuit and all this
I did see that.
Like,
check out Majida Monet, y'all.
She's definitely a dope designer here in Philly. So any type of
bubble queen.
Yes.
Bubble everything.
Yes. Any type of coats. I'm looking forward to wide leg pants. I love a good pant with a pocket. I'm really into skirts and boots. So those are my
kind of the classic mainstays.
Yeah. Because I think those things are timeless, but they keep coming back out and they're just being remade in different ways.
I got a couple different outfit ideas that I can't wait to wear in the fall.
Listen,
I'm not sharing them now. I'm only sharing
Pre got a whole list of things. She done already designed every outfit I'm wearing for Philly Fashion Week. She done told me how I need to make it. All from looking at one trim that she seen when she was at my house. And now she didn't.
Listen, I got vision. God bless me with vision. I see things exactly how they're supposed to be. Now, where my issue is the execution of things. I got mad brilliant ideas that I've just been sitting on. Me and Heather, we were supposed to have weed vending machines. We were supposed to have vending machines to get drugs out of. Somebody took our idea and they ran with it. We would be millionaires right now. But you know, I'm going to start being more intentional about when I have these ideas, like actually getting aligned with the people that can help me bring them to fruition. Because I just be sitting on them. And then I see somebody do it and I'm like, damn it, I thought that 10 years ago.
Oh, you know what else? The sleeves, like the really big sleeves.
The bell sleeves.
And the bell sleeves. The sleeves that are the high-low sleeves. Ooh. The big bubble sleeves. Listen, sleeves.
Sleeves. Listen, sleeves.
Sleeves. I'm all for a good sleeve.
A good sleeve.
Take off your coat. Yeah, you see these sleeves.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you being on the show today. It's definitely been overdue. I've been trying to get you on for a long time.
And I kept pushing it off.
Everything happens exactly when it's supposed to. Because I was trying to do this last year.
Yes.
But this year, you're in Philly Fashion Week. So there's literally no time like the present.
No time at all.
And you know, I love you. You can come here whenever you.
I love you too.
Next time I'm be about fashion, it can be about anything. It could be about friendship. It could be about relationships. Cause we got all that in. You done see me.
Got a whole bunch of stuff in.
You done see me high and low.
Listen.
You done see me at my highs. You done see me at my lows. We got a lot of stuff about.
We just got some things and we both was like, did you really do that?
Right.
Was that?
Yeah, we both been there with each other. So, I mean, like I said, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy for you. I know that this is just the beginning, you know, and you got a whole lot more boom to be booming, and I am ready. I'm here for it, and I'm just excited.
Yes, I can't wait to listen. I'm just looking forward to next year.
Yes. Well, do you want to give your handles and stuff? Where can people find you?
Yes. Instagram is Lola J Designs.
Is there any underscore?
Yes, I'm sorry. Lola J _designs.
Okay. Let's
the website is in the making. It's going to be lolaJdesigns.fashion. And that's basically it. I'm sorry, I'm not on a whole bunch of social media platforms.
Yeah,
I'll be trying, but
like we said, her designs speak for themselves. So go check out her Instagram page. And you know, I feel like this was a dope show, even if people weren't into fashion, you know, or they weren't trying to get into designing. But yeah, thank y'all for rocking out with me another week. Bye. Thanks for listening.